What's implied is always more powerful than what's said. Let me break it down with a frying pan of metaphysical clarity. If I tell you you're powerful, you might believe me. If I imply it, like looking you dead in the eyes and saying, "Strange how someone like you has been pretending to be small for this long, huh?" Now you fill in the blanks. Your unconscious kicks in the door and says, "Fuck yeah, I've always known." That's the difference. Telling speaks to the conscious. Implying hijacks the imagination. That's where your true programming lives, in metaphor and inference, in the sacred space between words. You already do this when you flirt. You smirk, you lean in. You don't say it, they just know. Same principles, different battlefield. So why is this so fucking important? Because the conscious mind is a control freak. It filters, it edits, it's afraid to feel. When you imply, you bypass the bouncer, straight into the club of their nervous system. That's how myths work. Why Jesus taught in parables. Why dreams change lives. Because stories speak around the ego and into the soul. When their imagination kicks in, they create their own meaning, which means they own it. And when they own it, they live it. You're afraid to do this. Let me guess why. You're scared of being misunderstood. Good. That's the price of real communication. You're scared someone might twist your words. Let them. Because what they think you said is never as powerful as what they felt you meant. This is why confusion is holy. Confusion is the ego screaming, "I don't understand," while the soul is whispering, "But I know this already." Confusion is the crack. You pour the gold in next. So let's play. How do you already do this? When you wear black, say nothing, and people still treat you like a leader. When you text, and they blow up your phone, thinking they did something wrong. When you pause before you speak, and the whole room holds its breath. You already imply authority. You already imply power. You already imply identity, just badly sometimes. Start curating your implications. Craft them like fucking spells. How can you do it in new ways? Speak less, mean more. Let your tone carry your truth. Let your presence say why your ego is too scared to. Use metaphors like weapons. Ever notice how a lion doesn't need to announce it's a lion? That's hypnotic. That's transformational. That's you. Use absurdity to disrupt the default. It's like trying to meditate while being mugged by your own self-doubt. Now they laugh. Then they think. Then they feel. Then they change. It's not random. It's design. So why does this work? Here's the sciencey shit. Mirror neurons activate when we witness behavior or metaphor that resonates. The limbic system, your emotional brain, responds to symbols and tone. Neuroplasticity thrives in moments of novelty, tension, and surprise. The holy trifecta of well-crafted implication. Hypnosis bypasses the critical filter via indirect suggestion. When you imply, you're not asking for belief, you're sneaking past it. So why do you get stuck? You bought into the lie of clarity. That if you're perfectly understood, you'll be safe. If you just explain enough, they'll get you. Bullshit. You're not here to be understood. You're here to be felt, to be mirrored in someone else's awakening. That's why people feel you before they hear you. Here are the toxic patterns that need to fucking die. Seeking validation before speaking truth. It's an energy leak. Overcorrecting your expression. That's self-sabotage. Censoring your soul. Energetic constipation. Thinking you're too much. Actually, you're finally enough. Laugh. Drop a bomb. Flip the script. Imagine explaining your truth to people who never heard their own soul talk. Start where they are. You know how sometimes you explain yourself so well, you feel completely misunderstood. You've paced them, then you lead. Weird how people feel you more when you just say less and trust the silence to work its magic, huh? Now they're moving with you, not against you. You lead beliefs, you lead identity, you lead fucking destiny. I imply power by simply existing. My silence reshapes the world around me. I'm not here to be liked, I'm here to be remembered. Confusion is my doorway. Truth walks through it behind me. I don't speak to be heard, I speak to wake the fuck up. You don't have to yell when your frequency is a cosmic bullhorn. You don't have to convince when your presence undoes conditioning in its wake. So now what? Here's what happens if you don't step into this. People keep treating you like you're unsure. Because you keep asking them to. Your energy keeps bleeding out in unnecessary explanations. Your truth rots inside you because you feared the misunderstanding more than your old soul's suffocation. Fuck that. You are a carrier of frequencies so high, your voice doesn't need to raise, because your vibration punches harder than any shout. You're done with hoping they get it. You're now in the business of radiating so fucking clearly, even silence feels like a sermon. If you imply nothing, you stand for nothing. If you imply confusion, you create chaos. But if you imply power, healing, transformation, truth, then even in silence, you're leading the goddamn revolution. You know what happens next? They don't just hear you. They remember themselves through you. So fucking imply that.